So, obviously, being very new to this YouTube thing, I'm just gonna fucking hell, I'm 58, don't I? I'm just gonna walk through a little bit of pad stitching, which is just the process of, I say just, which is a learned process of stitching the Demet, this navy, to the hair just underneath it. You see that? And then the canvas just there. The canvas will give it shape, the horsehair will give it spring, and then the Demet will shield it all from that wear and tear. This will go into the full part of a coat. You might be able to see that will become the lapel. Um, and in this instance, what we want to be doing is attaching all of them together with the ability to make these things move. So these little chevrons that we're gonna create, which I'll show you in a second, will give it rigidity and will allow it to shape itself without there being straight lines. It will allow for movement across the chest. So let's have a little look at what we're dealing with here. So do excuse the messiness of my work so far. Obviously still learning to stitch it, but this is one of my own coats that I'm learning to draft with Claire. So what we'll do is we'll roll the canvas and the horsehair and the Demet over, because that's where we want the shape to be, and it also means you're not grabbing large parts of the body of it. This is the skeleton of the coat, if you will. And then we're just gonna grab this needle and we're just gonna poke it through all of it. So we go through, bloody hell, what's the best way to do this? We poke it through and we come out the other side. We pull that through and we do that all the way to the bottom of all three layers. So we're really trying to add shape and add cohesiveness to all three layers, which is very, very, very important. It's important because your chest wants to go in one way, and we need these fabrics to go in the same way that the chest wants to go. So again, we grip that quite tightly, and then we just slide the needle through to create these little chevrons. You'll see there in the video. You see how it's all forming? And we will do that throughout the entirety of the canvas. I'll just finish off this last row because I'm going to be doing this until this coat is actually ready to go. And we come right down to the bottom, and you don't necessarily need to, but I just go right to the bottom, one tiny little stitch, and then I'll double stitch that to keep it in place, and that's one row. Now I'll do that for the rest of the this. So all of this will eventually be covered in these little chevrons, and that will be done for both sides of the four parts, so that this can eventually mold into the chest. Hopefully these videos will get better, and hopefully there's going to be more of a cohesive look to what it is that I'm doing. But that is pad stitching for the moment. How high is this? Bloody hell, I'm shit at this. Do excuse the bar. I have no idea where that came from.
I do.